Ever wondered what items disappear first when disaster strikes? Whether it's a natural catastrophe or a man-made crisis, there are certain commodities that vanish from store shelves faster than you can say emergency. It isn't a phenomenon limited to just one region or country. It's a universal truth. From bottled water to bread, eggs to milk, these everyday essentials become scarce commodities when the going gets tough. But why wait until the 11th hour to scramble for these necessities? The key to survival isn't just about being reactive, but proactive. That's where the concept of stockpiling comes in. Stockpiling is not about hoarding, but about planning and preparing. It's about ensuring that you and your loved ones have access to the necessities of life even in the direst of circumstances. Understanding the critical items that disappear first can help ensure survival during tough times. So let's delve into the world of stockpiling and discover what it takes to be truly prepared. The first items to disappear are bottled water and bread. In the wake of a disaster, these staples fly off the shelves faster than you can say emergency preparedness. Let's dive deeper into why these items are so critical. Water, the elixir of life, is an absolute necessity. Without it, survival beyond a few days becomes impossible. Stockpiling water is not just about filling up bottles and setting them aside. Think bigger. Consider larger containers or even 55-gallon drums. But remember, storing water is just half the battle won. You'll need a way to replenish it too. Therefore, investing in water filters is a wise move. They allow you to purify rainwater, creek water, or any other source you might come across, ensuring you never run dry. And don't forget about electrolytes. They help your body retain water, so make sure to have some on hand. Moving on to bread, a food item that's universally loved and quickly missed when it's not around. Bread disappears rapidly in emergency situations, but don't fret. If you're a bread lover, there's a solution. Stockpile wheat berries. They have an indefinite shelf life, and with a mill you can bake your own bread. It's a healthier alternative and gives you a sense of self-sufficiency. Just remember, practice makes perfect, so start honing your bread-making skills now. But what if you're gluten intolerant or simply don't like bread? There are alternatives. Rice, for example, is a fantastic substitute. It's easy to store, has a long shelf life, and can be used in a variety of meals. In essence, the key to successful stockpiling is thinking long-term. It's about understanding your needs, identifying the basics that satisfy those needs, and ensuring you have a continuous supply of them. Water and bread are the basics of survival and should be the first items on your stockpile list. Remember, a well-prepared stockpile is not just about quantity, but also about quality and diversity. So, start planning, start preparing, and most importantly, start stockpiling. Eggs and milk are other items that disappear quickly during a crisis. These staples are not just for breakfast, they are vital sources of protein and other essential nutrients. Eggs, for instance, are considered a complete protein, containing all 9 essential amino acids. They're also a good source of vitamins B2, B6, B12, and D, along with several minerals. Now you might be thinking, eggs, but they have a short shelf life. And you'd be right. Fresh eggs won't last long without refrigeration. But here's a tip. Consider powdered eggs. They have a much longer shelf life, and when rehydrated, they can be used just like fresh eggs in cooking and baking. If you're more of a hands-on person, raising your own chickens could be an option. Not only will you have a constant supply of fresh eggs, but you'll also have some feathery friends in your backyard. Moving on to milk. Milk is another vital source of nutrition, providing protein, calcium, and vitamins D and B12. But like eggs, fresh milk has a short shelf life. So what's the solution? Say hello to powdered milk. It's easy to store, has a long shelf life, and can be used in a pinch when fresh milk is not available. Just mix with water, and you're good to go. Another alternative is shelf-stable UHT, ultra-high temperature milk. This kind of milk is pasteurized at high temperatures, which kills bacteria and extends its shelf life up to 9 months. It's a great option for short-term emergencies. Now that we've discussed the importance of eggs and milk and their alternatives, let's talk about storage. Keep your powdered eggs and milk in a cool, dry place to maximize their shelf life. And if you opt for UHT milk, be sure to store it in a place where it's not exposed to direct sunlight. In conclusion, eggs and milk are vital sources of nutrition that you must consider in your stockpile. And remember, the key to successful stockpiling is not just about gathering supplies, but about smart and effective storage of these supplies. Canned food, batteries, and flashlights are also among the first items to disappear. When disaster strikes, the canned food aisle at your local grocery store can look like it's been hit by a locust swarm. And it's no wonder why. Canned food is a lifesaver in times of crisis. It's long-lasting, easy to store, and doesn't require any cooking or preparation. Plus, with the right selection, you can maintain a balanced diet. Think canned vegetables, fruits, beans, and meat. The key is to stockpile a variety of canned goods, not just your favorite brand of baked beans. But here's a pro tip. Don't just stockpile canned food, learn how to can your own food. It's a skill that can come in handy if a disaster situation extends longer than expected. Next on the list are batteries. These little powerhouses are like gold during a power outage. They can keep your flashlights burning, your radios running, and your portable devices charged. But remember, not all batteries are created equal. You'll want a mix of sizes, AA, AAA, CD, and don't forget the 9 volts for your smoke detectors. Store them in a cool, dry place to extend their life. And yes, there are alternatives. Consider rechargeable batteries and a solar charger or a hand-crank generator. Speaking of light, let's not forget about flashlights. When the lights go out, a reliable flashlight can be your best friend. But don't just stockpile any flashlights. LED flashlights are more energy efficient and longer lasting. Have a variety of sizes and types, handheld, headlamps, and even lanterns for illuminating larger spaces. And remember, for every flashlight, you need spare batteries or a backup power source. These items are not just about survival, but also about maintaining a sense of normalcy during a disaster. When you can open a can of fruit or read a book by flashlight, it can make a tough situation feel a bit more bearable. So start your stockpile today, because being prepared is always better than being caught off guard. Generators are a lifesaver during a disaster. When the power grid goes down, generators can provide the electricity you need to keep essential appliances running. It's important to have a generator, but it's equally crucial to store it correctly. A generator should be kept in a dry, ventilated area to prevent any damage from humidity or overheating. Storing fuel for your generator is also vital. Keep in mind, though, that fuel has a shelf life and needs to be stored in a safe, well-ventilated space. It's wise to rotate your fuel supply every few months to ensure it's fresh when you need it. But what if you can't get a generator or fuel becomes scarce? Solar power is a great alternative. Solar panels and battery storage systems can provide a renewable source of power even in the most challenging conditions. Remember, a generator can be the difference between life and death during a disaster. So, plan ahead and ensure you're prepared. Let's recap the items that disappear first during a disaster. We've delved into the importance of stockpiling, and it's clear that preparation is key in uncertain times. It's about ensuring survival, yes, but it's also about maintaining a semblance of normalcy when the world around you is anything but. Firstly, we talked about water, the lifeblood of any survival strategy. Bottled water will vanish off the shelves, so stockpiling larger containers or even 55-gallon drums is a smart move. And don't forget about water filters and electrolytes to replenish your supplies and keep your body running efficiently. Next, we discussed the importance of food items. Bread, a staple of many diets, will be one of the first things to disappear. Having your own wheat berries to mill and bake into bread is a practical long-term solution. Eggs are another quick-to-go item. Powdered eggs or raising your own hens can ensure you have this protein source available. Milk, too, is a crucial item. Powdered milk is a viable alternative, having a far longer shelf life than fresh milk. We also highlighted the importance of canned food, a survivalist's best friend. These ready-to-eat meals can last indefinitely, making them perfect for stockpiling. Batteries, flashlights, and other light sources are also essential. Having a variety of power alternatives can make the difference when the lights go out. Finally, we touched on the value of generators. While not everyone will have the resources to secure one, a generator can provide that much-needed power when the grid fails. Remember, these are just a few examples of items to stockpile. The list could go on, depending on your individual needs and circumstances. The main takeaway here is that being prepared is not about predicting the future. It's about being ready for whatever comes. Remember, being prepared is half the battle won. So, start your stockpile today and stay safe.